fellow whiskey lovers. Welcome to Whiskey Whistle. I'm your host, Mark, and this is whiskey review number 150. It's kind of a milestone. Yay, 150. All right, and this is the, fourth installment in the Canadian Whisky Series here on Whiskey Whistle. And another special event for you today, and that is J.P. Wiser's Red Letter 2014 release, Canadian whiskey, Canadian rye whiskey. This one apparently is 10 years old and happens to be finished for 150 days in virgin American oak. So that's pretty interesting, and it's very much in line with kind of what's happening in the industry today. Now, I just opened that for the first time. I've never tried this before. It's my second Wiser's ever. My first was Legacy, also from George. George, one more time, thank you very much for this. And I'm going to go ahead and get that poured in my, in my Kilt Lifter's Scotch Club Glencairn glass. So we'll give that a pour. All right, so that's about half. It's 45% ABV, apparently unchill filtered, and no information as to the color, whether that's all natural or not. Since they do that release by release, batch by batch, there would be less need for doing that. So very likely is natural in color. Plus, having spent basically half a year in virgin American oak barrels, likely charred, that probably does more than enough to get this wonderful kind of a medium amber color that comes through. So isn't that great? Now, my first time with this one, so I really don't know what to expect. I suppose I should wait about 10 minutes. And I think I will do that, and then we'll come right back into the nose. We'll have a short word from the YouTube sponsors right here. All right, welcome back to Whiskey Review number 150, J.P. Wiser's Red Letter 2014 release. Now, I just had a bit of a mishap. My camera malfunctioned out of memory, so it shut down, and I already did the review and drank most of it, and I've only got this amount left. So we're going to have to salvage what I've got left here. All of it. All right, it's all gone. Thank goodness that was 50 milliliters and not 30. And we'll backtrack a little bit. All right, so the nose. The first thing you're going to notice is vanilla. Really big vanilla component here. There's also a lot of brown sugar, very dark brown sugar, almost black, like the Demerara variety. Spices, cinnamon is present, a little bit of ginger, some clove, but I find the vanilla really jumps out here. And it really smells like a liqueur. I think if you blindfolded someone and you had them smell that, they might think that it were a whiskey liqueur, Canadian whiskey-based liqueur. Anyway, very nice, very easy to smell, very potent. A little bit of apple in there as well. Any rye? Yeah, there's a touch of rye there, but not very much. I have a feeling that rye was minimized for this particular blend, which was finished in virgin American oak for 150 days. Interesting also, I didn't think I mentioned this, but it's my 150th review. This is a 150th anniversary whiskey celebrating the 150th year of Wiser's. back in 2007 anyway, but that's why Red Letter came out, and that's the whole point of the 150 day of finishing in new virgin American oak barrels. Oh, and it's also Canada's 150th year, so pretty cool convergence there. All right. Cheers. So sweet. Incredibly sweet. It's got a bit of a spice kick there. My eyes teared up a little bit from that spice. I let it sort of get towards the back of my tongue, and it I think the strength kind of overpowered me there. Yeah, get that to the back of your mouth. No tartness whatsoever. Bitter. There's a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of astringency, which is nice. But missing that that sour component really just gives it kind of a sugary, slightly dry sort of a flavor. I can feel the sweetness all through the bottom of my my palate here, and again, it's very much like a liqueur. For those Canadians who are watching who really like their Wisers with a mixer, yeah, spend the money and get this. But just try it without the mixer just once. Just give it a try. You might find you like it actually neat. You know, sip it slowly. It would probably do nicely also mixed, but I think it's probably best sipped, this one. The spice comes out a bit in the finish. A little bit of clove. Not much ginger. Mostly cinnamon, but most of all, a sweet vanilla something. I'm also noticing a nuttiness both in the palate and in the finish, like a roasted hazelnut with a bit of chocolate. So you put that together and you get some Nutella. But it's not just straight Nutella, it's Nutella mixed with the brown sugar. Now that would be incredibly sweet. It probably would be good, at least for a bite or two on a piece of toast. Probably my wife would kill me if I put that on toast in front of my kids. Give them some strange ideas. Anyway, very interesting. Let's add a bit of water. There we go. Not too much. Let's see what happens here. Mix it up. Okay, let's give it a whiff now. We'll have a short word from the YouTube sponsors right here. All right, welcome back to JP Wiser's Red Letter 2014 release with water. Excuse me. Much milder, obviously. A little bit more appley, a little bit more fruit coming through. Still the vanilla, still the brown sugar, dark brown sugar, but a little bit more appley. And if you really stick your nose in there, a bit of apple mint, maybe that rye mint coming through. Let's test it out now on the palate. Cheers. You notice the rye a little bit more, a little bit drier now. Still a little bit of appley tartness coming through. So a little bit better balance with water, in my opinion, than neat. Finish. Everything's there, the apple, the vanilla pods, spice. Again, mostly a sweet cinnamon. Very nice. All right, I've got to save that for the roundup, but let's talk about the score for this one. Now, do I like this more than Legacy? I don't think I do. I think I like the rye kick that Legacy has, and I know I'm not alone in my thoughts on that one. Of course, I think a lot of Canadian whiskey lovers will enjoy that because it really is sweet, and Canadian whiskey does happen to be sweeter than any of its other major counterparts. It's sweeter than Scotch, it's sweeter than Irish whiskey, it's sweeter than American, sweeter than Japanese. It's pretty much the sweet bomb of the category whiskey. And this happens to be probably the sweetest I've ever tasted. So that's interesting. So anyway, the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for this one is going to be 86 out of 100. That's the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for J.P. Weiser's Red Letter 2014 release. For those people at Corby who are watching, cheers to you. Another big thank you to George Kalnecki for the sample. And big thank you to Davin de Cargamo for all of his work for Canadian whiskey. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you for the next one. That'll be right here. J.P. Weiser's 18-year-old. 18-year-old Canadian whiskey. Not easy to come by. Let's check it out. Thank you and take care.